Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to flip number 59. We are in the middle of July, so I'll do the next half of July for this flip through. We ended here. And so on this day here, we did not, where were we? We did not go down south. So we were home, and of course, my husband had worn himself out because he was taking care and cleaning the pool. He was trimming trees. And then he went grocery shopping. I mean, the man just does not know how to stop. Me, on the other hand, I have no problem doing nothing. So that afternoon, he wasn't feeling so good because he had worn himself out. So it was a couch afternoon, and we decided to start watching Harry Potter. We have the whole series, and we love it. We've seen it 100 times, and so that was. I think we got through 2 of them before my kids went off to chase Pokemon. So yeah, my son went out with some of his buddies in the afternoon to chase Pokemon, and then my daughter went out with her friend, and he took her on a nice picnic. He surprised her. She was thoroughly surprised. He had told her, that he wanted to take her out to dinner, and then surprised her with, taking her on a picnic. He grilled steaks, he baked potato, I mean the whole thing. So yeah, she was so happy about that. And it was very sweet and thoughtful of him. Then this day here was a Monday, and I needed to drive my son down to get his arm x-rayed. He had had a compression fraction in his radius a few weeks ago, so I needed to take him down. And if you have been on my channel at all, you know that I do not go out very often. I certainly don't drive very often. And so, yeah, the anxiety was a little high that day because I was going to have to drive him to the doctor, which is down south, and it's over an hour away. So, I just needed to breathe, but I did it. I filmed a ramble session. We went down and got his x-rays. Not only that, but I had to go get chicken fries because I'm a spaz. There was a Burger King down the street, and I don't know about you guys, and especially because I'm a freak out, when I drive, but I hate turning left if it's not in an intersection. I don't know. My grandmother was the same way. I would rather turn right and then make a left at an intersection. And okay, I don't even know where I'm going with that. I'm just a total spastic. So while we were down south, I needed to pick up some dock supplies for my husband because he's going to be putting some bumpers on our dock. And then on the way home, I decided to go ahead and pick up the kids' new glasses. Mine weren't going to be ready yet, so we did that. It was a huge, busy day, but I was so thankful that I was able to do it, and I didn't totally freak out, and everything went fine. So then this day here, then the next day, I needed to go to the doctor's office, and my son was going to go with me, but it was just too much trouble for me to try to wake him up and all that kind of junk. So I was like, you know what? I drove yesterday. I'm going to do it again today. Found this cute little clip art online about, which step have you reached today? And you start out by saying, I won't do it. I can't do it. And then you self-talk positively up to, yes, I did it. So yeah, I was able to go to the doctor's office, even had my blood drawn and all of that, and was fine. See? So positive talk does help, and also prayer. Because yes, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I totally believe that, and this day proved it. I also filmed the flip 58 that day. And then this day here was my love letters. My husband had just written me the sweetest love letter, and it's in here. He wrote me the sweetest love letter, just talking about how proud he was of me that I had taken my son all the way down south for his appointment, and that I had gone to the doctor the day before, and it was just so sweet. So yeah, he sends me a love letter in an email. every single morning that he's at work. Like, I'm not sure if he rates him here before he goes to work. I don't think so, because the timestamp on him is usually like 5:30 in the morning and he's at work by then. So, yeah, so I'm just so thankful for that he's so loving and kind, and I just love him. And then we had a quick shopping trip. Sunshine needed some essentials for his trip that he and his sister were going on. And so, of course, while I was at Marshall's, I had to buy more journals. It's a sickness, I tell you. It's a sickness, but they're so pretty. And then I also got some new house dresses because I stay home a lot and I want to be comfortable. So, yeah. So I got some house dresses as well. And then, let's see, did they leave this day? They didn't leave this day, did they? Oh, yeah, I guess they did. Okay, yeah, so my kids were flying up to Michigan. And, yeah, they flew up to Michigan that night for a family reunion. And I'll tell you what, it was kind of funny. My daughter texted me all night the entire flight because they had like an 8 o'clock flight, which means that they didn't get there till like 11 o'clock. And then their aunt was picking them up, and then they had to go drive like another hour and a half or something to get to where they were going in Michigan for the reunion. And so my daughter is kind of like an anxious flyer. So she texted me back and forth. I don't know. I think I fell asleep somewhere around 2 in the morning, and but she wanted to text me, so she gave me the play-by-play. It was like, oh, only 2 hours left, only an hour and a half left, only an hour left, until she got there. And, yeah. Then once they got there, do you think that I got one flipping text from my kids? No. And even when I texted them, or my husband texted them, hey, you having fun? Yep. Like one word answers, where you at? The lake. I mean, they were just too busy having fun, and I get it. So, yeah, that was that day. Then this day here, 4 hours, seriously. I was on the phone for 4 hours, but it was a good thing because I was talking to my bestie, and she does live down here, but we don't get together very often because our kids are in school, and we just have busy, well, she has a busy schedule. I'm home all the time. So, but we do get on the phone. We hadn't talked in forever. And, yeah, 4 hours later, we just got caught up on everything. And then this down here says, I really think that tossing and turning at night should be considered an exercise. I mean, and seriously, I think it should be considered an Olympic sport, and I would definitely get a gold medal. Then, because I was not sleeping this night before, I was watching Courtney from The Little Ink on YouTube, and I was watching a video she had done making scrap monsters, and this one was actually made out of just washi tapes, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, so I just did one the next morning after watching her video, and it was a lot of fun, and I'd like to make more. Now this day my husband and I did head down for the weekend, I think. Yeah, for the weekend down south. My kids were gone, and so we decided to head down there for the weekend. We did our normal shopping around kind of stuff, and then we went to dinner. Yeah, so that was that. And then this day here, let's see. This was a Saturday, and we were in the Keys. Yeah, we were still in the, yeah, because, hello, we went down there for the weekend. So, yeah, poor Big Handsome, he was feeling horrid. So he was on the couch, and I worked on my journal most of the day. I got 4 pages done that day, and we were watching Netflix, parts of the day. Oh, my husband did decide to attempt to go out. We were going to just, go out, just get out of the house. But there must have been a festival going on or something because the traffic was horrible. And down south, there's only a 2-lane highway. That's it. So you can't just like take another turn and get around it. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So we ended up just coming home. And then, Yeah, he was just having such a rough day. So I put this on a pain scale of 1 being fine and 10 being eaten alive by a bear. How would you rate your pain? So I asked him this question and he was like, well, I don't know because I've never been eaten by a bear. So, oh golly. But yeah, he wasn't feeling so hot. And then Sunday we ended up coming home and it rained and stormed the whole time. And then I found that quote up at the top, don't let your faith dim in the storm of life. And absolutely, I mean, if it wasn't for my faith and my family, I don't know where I'd be. So yeah, it rained and stormed literally and figuratively. Poor Big Handsome was so uncomfortable. And so yeah, we spent most of the afternoon on the couch once we got home and put everything away. Then yeah, this day the bear got him. So it was a Monday. His pain level was pretty high that day, so high that he ended up staying home, and he hasn't stayed home from work for like a year, over a year. So yeah, it was crazy. And we were waiting until Friday because that was going to be his pain management doctor visit. And so yeah, the whole day and evening he was just on the couch being miserable. And then Groove What Groove. So this is that The Emperor's New Groove meme, and it says, you threw off my groove. And so yeah, while I love having my husband home, I love having him home with me, it does totally throw off my routine. So I was able to do some stuff, around the house and work in my craft room for a little bit, and then it was Netflix marathon. So then I had to go back to the doctor this day because, of course, they call and say your lab results are in. You need to make an appointment for a follow-up. I go in, and they don't tell me anything I don't already know, right? So there's 2.5 hours and a co-payment that I'll never get back. But I should really take into account that I should be very thankful and I should count my blessings. So, and then I was fish sitting my daughter's beta fish, and his name is Atticus. So I decided to draw a picture of him, and he gets all squiggly and everything when I come near his tank and I talk to him. So, yes, I talk to fish, but yeah. And she got him, I don't know, a couple months ago and named him Atticus, partly because that's one of her favorite books, To Kill a Mockingbird, and probably partly because she is going to go to law school. That is her dream. So, yep. Then let's see. On this day here, I was just home by myself. And I saw a beautiful monarch butterfly, decided to put a little quote about butterflies. And then seriously, like the day before I had started a migraine and it got worse the next day. And it just really stinks that nobody can figure out why I get these headaches. I've had them for 30 years and I've had every test imaginable, I think. And so, yeah, I ended up getting my neti pot out, which is so totally disgusting, but I was like just at my wit's end. So I was going to try anything to see if I could relieve some pressure or get some kind of relief. And then this day here, I'd found this meme on one of the sites called Spoonie's Paradise that I belong to. It's actually a group for chronic illness, but it's all about being more than your illness, and that is what the admin always puts, we are more than our illness. And so yeah, over the years, illness has changed me, but in many ways it's changed me for the good, believe it or not. And then I had beans on toast. I finally had beans on toast. I searched and searched for Heinz brand beans. I don't know if these are the kind that people over in the UK use, but I tried it and it was interesting. It was tasty because I do enjoy beans. So yeah, that was interesting. That was my little international food day there. And then I made kale chips. I had been wanting to make kale chips, and all you do is you cut the stem out of the kale. You cut the kale pieces into bite-sized pieces. You oil them up on a pan. You put them in an oven at 350 for 15 minutes. Season them up, if you want to. So good. When the kids got home from their trip, I tried it on them. My daughter was like okay with them. My son, it was like total no-go for him. So yeah, but I love them. I think they're great. Let's see. So here was my husband's pain injection day. So yeah, this was the size of the needle. Ugh. And of course, big hands. It's like a teaching hospital that he goes to, and so they're teaching. So there was an attending that was going to be doing his shots that day, and my poor husband, he was like, please tell me this isn't your first time. And the attending physician said nothing. So yeah, that wasn't the response my husband was hoping for, but all went well with the procedure. It's just that it hasn't helped to date. So we'll see. They say that it might take a while. So anyhow, this is part of a menu that we get when we go to a restaurant that is by the airport. And on this day here, we were finally picking up our kids from the airport, and it's a ways away from our house, but it is like a tradition that we go to this restaurant by the airport. We do it pretty much every time someone either, is coming or going out of this particular airport. So, oh, and in this envelope, so sweet, we sat down to dinner, and my thoughtful son, he pulls out a wad of stuff, papers and everything. He had saved some of the stuff for me to put in my book, so that was so sweet. And at the end I wrote, yeah, he was actually thinking of me while he was gone. So that was nice to know. And then, yeah, they were home, and it was a super long day waiting for the kids because they didn't come in from their flight until 7 p.m. So, yeah, so we got up to the airport. We picked them up. They were so excited. They got into the car. They started telling us everything that was going on. Yeah, they had started out in Michigan for a few days at a family reunion, and then they drove down to their grandparents' house and in their motorhome and stopped. They stopped off at various states along the way and had a great time. And I'm so thankful that they have grandparents that love to be with them and love to spend time with them. And I'm also thankful because my kids are 20 and 18. My daughter's birthday, she's almost 20. My daughter's birthday is this week, actually. And so essentially she's 20 and he's 18, and we're just so thankful that they enjoy being with their grandparents. Some kids are like, ugh, grown-ups, I don't want to be around that. So anyway, so yeah, we're thankful for all of that. And here's my last day. So goodbye, July. Yeah, the kids weren't even home for 24 hours, and they were like, phew, we're out of here. So yeah, they went running off with their friends. My husband again wore himself out doing more yard work. And let's see, yeah, then it was time to pay all of the mounting bills we have. So that's never fun. And then we were, later on, we just were chilling out with Netflix, and now we're watching Criminal Minds. And then I did do my pocket page for my August side of the book. And right now, I think I'm going to try to do the 30 Days of Gratitude Challenge. We'll have to see what happens. And so, yeah, that's it. That's the end of the month. And I hope y'all are having a wonderful day and or a wonderful week. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks.